Tapchom. Liadi. Liadi on the shot. Goal! Georgia Southern! Azaad Liadi on senior night.
Forget it!
Here with Azaad Liadi. Azaad just signed his first professional contract for FC Tucson. He was recently voted Midwest Best 11, Midwest Combine Best 11, and he was also the Sun Belt Newcomer of the Year for Atlanta. I'm sorry, for what team was it?
Georgia Southern.
So he was recently voted he was recently Georgia Southern's. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's okay. He was also recently voted Sun Belt Newcomer of the Year, playing for Georgia Southern University. And how are you, Azaad?
Feeling well.
Awesome. So obviously you've been training here for the last couple of months, trying to get ready for your new team. How have you enjoyed the training here?
I've loved every second of it. Obviously, in the off season, you want to train hard so you can kind of manage the workload, but get enough out of it. So coming in here, getting like physical workouts in terms of the gym sessions, and then like the technical training has been wonders. So really appreciate it, Kevin.
Awesome. Hey, so I want you to tell everyone a little bit about yourself growing up. You know, what youth teams did you play for? You know, who's had a big impact on your life, and any memories that you had growing up playing soccer?
Okay, so I played for a couple different teams when I was really young. Teams called LA Vipers out of Waterford with a couple guys I knew. So I was playing on like the younger team, and then I would kind of play like up on like the older teams to get a little bit of experience. And then from there, I moved to a team called Michigan Legacy. It's kind of a team with a couple of guys in my school teams and stuff like that. And then from there, I moved on to Vardar, and then Vardar Academy, which was like just a big step for me, because obviously the Michigan Legacy was kind of a lower division team, and then to move to Vardar, we won about 3-4 state cups, regional titles, so just a bigger stage to like expose me more.
Awesome, man. How influential was Vardar, playing for Vardar, and having, you know, some of those like really high level players and playing with them? How much influence did they have on you as a player? How much did it inspire you to grow?
Oh, big time. It's just one of those things where obviously like it's good to be in your comfort zone, but at times you have to just step outside it to actually grow as a person, grow as a player. So at Michigan Legacy, I was just one of the better players, one of the best players. Everything kind of came easy to me. It was very comfortable, very easy. So to then step out to Vardar, one of like the best teams in the state, obviously, and then one of the best teams almost in the country, just a different level. Like, so playing with players of that caliber just make you better, and just kind of have to embrace the journey.
Were there any players or coaches that you were really close to, or that had like a big impact on you at Vardar?
Looking back, I would say Demir Muhtari was a big one for me. He was my academy coach my U18 year. He just kind of built that philosophy in me that you have to work every day. Nothing's going to be given to you, so you kind of have to, everything you want, you're going to have to work for it and chase it down to obviously achieve it.
Awesome. How much of an impact did your family have on you and your success in soccer?
Oh, big time. It's one of the biggest things. Just having a family that supports you through everything. Like, obviously in youth soccer, you travel all over the place, different states here and there. So my parents were there for every step of it, made every game they could make. Almost every game of my youth career was either my mom or my dad or both there. So that just means the world. And when you have that support at home, you can do anything really.
Yeah, awesome. And what would you say the role of a parent is when it comes to like player development? Do you think, you know, kind of parents should be telling their kids kind of what to do on the field, or, you know, giving them advice, or what do you think a role of a parent is growing up?
So for me, I always felt it first has to come from the child. So if your child wants to play that sport, obviously you can introduce your child to different sports, but it comes to the point where you're just there to kind of cheer them on, because at a young age you shouldn't be trying to instill the things that you love into your child. You should let your child kind of explore for themselves, like find out what they like, and then maybe once it gets to the point where they're a bit older, they know that soccer is what they want to do, they've focused on it, you can push them a bit more. But when you're at a young age, you kind of need your parents just to back you and give you that support.
Awesome. Will you tell us a little bit more about your path to college soccer, transitioning from Vardar to maybe summer league and then college soccer? Tell us a little bit about your path there.
Okay, so it started out in high school. So I was out on Vardar, and then there was like that bit of an awkward period where you could still play like academy in high school. So I played my freshman year at Henry Ford Second High School. Was on varsity my freshman year. Had a good season. We made it to the state semifinal, which is big time. The last 4 teams in the state. And then my sophomore year, I played high school, and that was my last year. Kind of had a bit of injuries, so it was an okay season for me. And then from there, I played academy my junior and senior years. So only played high school for 2 years, but it was a good experience. But ultimately, I just feel like academy was the thing that kind of propelled me and gave me the real opportunity to play college soccer.
So yeah, U.S. Development Academy does not allow players to play in high school and for the club at the same time. You have to make a choice.
Yes.
And you committed to play at academy the entire year. Now, do you feel like that helped you a lot as a player, just being in that environment for the entire year?
Yes, because it's more so like when you get to that kind of level, it's more so like almost like I wouldn't say professional like atmosphere, but it's more like tailored to like soccer, football, to where like high school, you kind of all the little like nicks of high school, so you're doing this, doing that, playing soccer on the side. Like some kids in high school play soccer just to do it, whereas if you're playing academy, almost you kind of making the commitment that you want to play at a higher level,
Almost turning it into a job.
Yes,
right?
almost turning it into a job.
Without being like a full professional.
Yes.
Awesome. And then what would you say that the quality, if a kid really was sitting in a chair trying to decide between playing high school and club soccer or just academy the entire year, what advice would you give them as far as like, the quality of the soccer and, how much it will help them when it comes to getting recruited for college or something like that?
So for me, it's kind of one of those things where it's on like a individual basis kind of, so you kind of have to know yourself, but at the same time, for me personally, like most of the players or like most of the high level players I know have played academy, therefore like a lot of the players that I've like grown up seeing in college, some great players that I played against have all come through the academy system. So if you're in an environment where you're playing against the best, it just helps you grow as a player.
Yeah.
In terms of club, like it's a good setup as well, but if the better players, I wouldn't say better players, but if the group like is a bit more like into it and know they want to play that at that standard, then you're just surrounding yourself with better players, playing against better players.
And that's going to help you grow as a player.
Help you grow as a player.
But that's not obviously not to say that there are not some really, really good players that don't play academy.
Yeah, you can obviously you can find good players anywhere. That's like a common misconception. People feel, academy is the only route to go. I know plenty of players that have played club and are some of the better players I've ever played with.
Yeah.
It just depends on the individual situation and what you're trying to get out of it, really.
Absolutely. And then you played for a few summer club teams, including Oakland County FC, AFC Ann Arbor, and then Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Not FC Cincinnati like I put on my Instagram. But tell us a little bit more about your summer playing experience.
Okay, so
and this is while you're in college, right?
Yes.
This is while you were in college.
So my first year, I played with Oakland County. It was a good experience to kind of get the ball rolling. It's just an opportunity to play in the summer, stay fit, keep going to like kind of engage yourself, get yourself ready for the college season. So just the first year was just about playing with like older players. So that again is a big step in your development, because at the end of the day, once you get to the college level, to the pro level, it's not all about people that are going to be your same age. To where as a youth, you're kind of playing with your age group, U7, U10, But then from there, I moved on to AFC. I had a college season, then went to AFC Ann Arbor, and that was one of the best soccer experiences I had.
AFC Ann Arbor.
Yes, it was a big stepping stone for me to kind of move on to like knowing what I wanted more and more and more. Because from there, I had a coach named Eric Rudlin.
Yes.
Really pushed me to.
Hey, how are you, man? Sorry, just doing an interview.
Not bad, man.
Thanks, man.
I'll see you.
Okay,
Eric
AFC Ann Arbor. So Eric Rudlin was the coach there, and he just pushed us so much. Like every single day, you knew what you were expected to do. If you didn't give the effort, it would be a problem in the team. So just having that atmosphere where you knew you had to give your all every single day just made it worked wonders. And just the whole staff, from some of the owners, Jamie, Bilal, just make you feel at home. It's almost like a family there, and I couldn't have asked for a better summer. Probably one of the most fun times I've had as a player growing up still.
Awesome, awesome. And this was after your first college season?
This was after my second college season.
After your second. Can you tell us a little bit more about your first 2 college seasons?
Okay, so my freshman year I came in, I was at Saginaw Valley.
Saginaw Valley, yeah.
Yes. I kind of came in, got into things, played a good amount straight away. So obviously when you get into college, it's not like very, very common to play as a freshman. But my freshman class actually had a lot of players play, which is big time. And to get that experience your first year is just, you can't ask for anything much more. Second year came in, had a better year, contributed a couple goals, couple assists. And then obviously I went to Ann Arbor. And after that season at Ann Arbor, when I was in Ann Arbor, I had about 6 goals, 5 assists maybe. So that's a pretty big year for a summer.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just propelled me to have a big junior season to where I had 9 or 10 goals and about 5 or 6 assists.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
so that summer, having a good summer season with your summer team can give you that momentum going into the
Yes.
fall with your college season.
Yes.
So if there's some college players watching this, it is important to maybe try to find a really good summer team to play on, and a team where you feel like you can have some good success and get that momentum. That was helpful for you, right?
Yes, that was the biggest thing for me.
Awesome. And did you play for another club team your summer of your junior year?
So after my junior year, I went to Cincinnati Dutch Lions. Had a couple friends there, Michael Hamilton, Connor Rutz, and it was a good experience. It was just kind of like, so Ann Arbor at the time was MPSL, so I kind of wanted to see what that next level was like, PDL, USL2, and we had a very good team, close to the playoffs. A couple things happened here and there, but good summer. Got better as a player.
Yeah, awesome. And then it helped having Connor there,
Yes, definitely. Having guys that
from Michigan,
yes.
who's also from Saginaw Valley.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people will probably be asking, how did you get connected with Cincinnati Dutch Lions down there? How did that happen?
Okay, so basically, the coach, Connor and Michael, had a good season there, so the coach was kind of asking them some players that they know of and stuff like that. So ended up reaching out to me, asking what my plans were for the summer, and from there I had a couple choices of places to go, and ultimately I decided to go to Cincinnati.
Awesome. And then after that summer in Cincinnati, you transferred to Georgia Southern for your senior year.
Yes.
So tell us about how that happened, and then also how it went at Georgia Southern.
Okay, so there were just a couple things in motion at Saginaw Valley, so I just kind of felt that I wanted to give myself another type of challenge, because for me a big thing is putting myself outside of my comfort zone, because at the end of the day, that's the only way you can really grow as a person. It's easy to be comfortable where you're at, easy to be like knowing all the people. So I decided to make the jump. Surprisingly, I had a very good junior year, so I had tons of interest from different schools.
Okay.
And then got in contact with the coaching staff at Georgia Southern and just felt like that was the place to go, and
worked out really well.
Worked out pretty well, obviously.
Tell us a story from you going into Georgia Southern and how the season went. And
okay, so it's a bit of a different atmosphere so Saginaw Valley's Division II, obviously, and then jumping to Division I. I would say in terms of like football wise, the like standard of between the Division II, Division I, it's not far off. It's just a bit of a different like name title, Division II, Division I. But I got to Georgia Southern, didn't actually know anyone on the team, so it was a bit of a different experience. But at the end of the day, when you realize that you're doing it for football, not really a social experiment, you can just mold the team.
Yeah.
Got there, all the guys were really cool. Coaching staff, great people. We worked well together. Got into the season, started off the season very well. Wasn't initially scoring goals, started to get more comfortable. Scored a couple goals, had a good season. Obviously ended up winning Newcomer of the Year, which is big kudos to my team, the coaching staff. Wouldn't be possible without them. And then, yep.
Yeah, awesome. And then when I was talking to you earlier, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned, kind of going in there with like a mindset of, hey, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna win my spot, I'm gonna earn respect. So kind of tell us a little bit more about that, and for anyone who's going into a new team or new environment, sort of like the mindset that you have to adopt, to have some success in your new environment.
Yes. So obviously, when you're going into a new environment, you're kind of the outlier or the different factor. So you can't just go in expecting to necessarily gel right away. But at the end of the day, it's a team sport, so you have to find a way to kind of get mixed in with the group, this and that. But you can only control so many variables, and the variables you can control are what you have to control. So you just have to understand that you going in, you have to work your hardest every single day, put out your best every single day. Because the guys that are there, they have a bit of leeway. They know the coach, this and that. They might not have to work as hard as you, but that's just how it is at the end of the day. You don't have a choice, and so if you put in your best every day, focus on getting better every day, being at the best team that you can be, good things will happen.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then after Georgia Southern, this is probably like the most soccer experience you got since Georgia Southern, training here over the last couple months. Now, you've done like different sessions here, like group session, individual sessions. Which ones did you like the most? And then are there some like memorable ones that you remember or anything like that?
So I've done group sessions, individual. For me personally, I just love obviously it's good to kind of have conversations with others in group sessions, kind of like the friendship factor of that. But at the end of the day, for me, like I was so focused on just getting better as a player, working on individual parts of my game. So just having the individual sessions with Kevin, just joking around, him pushing me as hard as I could, like you can't really ask for much more,
Yes.
So that individual, because you can just tailor it to the specific needs of your soccer. If your finishing's not great, if your ball work's not great, if your passing's not great, you can kind of just tailor it to that individually. And when you have a trainer that is very committed to his craft, then it just makes it that much better.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. The other thing I want to ask you is, do you, if you could go back and talk to 11-year-old AZ, what advice would you give to 11-year-old AZ?
Just trust the process, because I can tell you right now, when I was 11, 12-year-old on Vardar, like I was in the team, one of the best teams in the state, one of the best teams in the country, but I was kind of just there, like almost, I'm on the team, got some minutes here and there, like played maybe 60 some games, 20 some games. So everyone has a different process. Everyone's going to get to where they want to go in a different type of way. You just have to believe in yourself, believe in your family, work as hard as you can, and control you can control. And at the end of the day, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Awesome. You sound like you don't have a whole lot of regrets. You
no,
didn't say
not
that
at
I should
all.
have done this or should have done that. You're pretty happy with the way you went about things since you were pretty young.
Because at the end of the day, regrets won't do much for you, really.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have to learn from every situation, move forward, try to gain knowledge from every situation, and try to get better from that.
Awesome. Now, when we talked a couple weeks ago, you mentioned that you didn't feel like you were always the best growing up. You didn't feel like you were as good as you feel like you kind of went through a big growth period.
Yes.
Right. So tell us a little bit more about that, and like what helped you grow, what helped you catch up to everybody else, what helped you go past everybody else.
So oddly enough, people never believe this when I tell them this, but when I was growing up, even going into high school, freshman year of high school, I was about 5'2", 5'3", which is crazy. People don't believe it. But it was just the kind of thing that, like, no matter the situation you're dealt, the cards you're dealt, you just have to kind of get on with it. You don't have a choice, really. So when I was that small, I was playing varsity soccer, obviously my first year of high school, and you just have to adapt. So you have to be that much stronger on the ball because you're that much smaller, that much smarter on the ball when you get a chance. And it's just about pushing yourself. Like, at the end of the day, you can't worry what others are doing. And at that age, like, it's easy to see, oh, this friend's doing this, getting invited to national team camp, this friend's doing this, that. But you have to just focus on your own lane and progress as an individual. And if you can do that, work on yourself, then everything's going to level out eventually.
Awesome, awesome. So the fact that you were smaller growing up really got you to work on other parts of your game.
Yes.
And made you better as a player overall. So you mentioned that you wouldn't want to have it any other way, that you were pretty happy that the fact that you were small at the time and it forced you to work on that.
So when I had a couple of good friends, Javier Steinwasser and Anthony Wells, so we got into like a little, I wouldn't say a pact, but we kind of just began out like working out together, running together. So in high school, when I got to about my senior year of high school, we would do a thing called morning workout. So school started at 7:20, would wake up at 6 a.m., do like fitness, running, agility things, and then from there go through the school day. And then after school I would work out. From there I would go to a trainer, do some lifting, some sprint work, stuff like that. From there I would go to soccer training, and then at nighttime I would go to Vardar sessions and have practice. So it was just a point in my life where I was like, I've had enough of just like being there, being just another guy, and I just wanted to raise my game and become better.
Awesome. What would you say is the most important pillar of a player for their development? Like, is it the technical part, passing, shooting, dribbling, turning? Is it the tactical part, the decision making, the positioning? Is it the mental part, being confident, being aggressive, being focused? Or is it the physical part, being fast, being quick, being strong, jumping high? Like, what would you say is like the most important one or two pillars?
Okay, so for me, it's always goes back to the saying like, control, you can control.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, physical attributes in soccer will obviously help you make the game a bit easier, but at the end of the day, it's not the end all be all, So kind of the biggest part of soccer is the mental aspect, because you can see it at any level. The English Premier League, MLS, the players that are confident, know what they want to do, are the best players in the world. So if you can have that confidence to kind of stay even keel but believe in yourself, know the game very well on the aspect of tactical, and execute the technical flaws, then sky's the limit, really.
Sky's the limit. I love it. Are you comfortable telling everyone what your plans for the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years are?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously I've just signed my first professional contract in USL League One. It's a blessing, dream come true, because ever since I was young I always wanted to be a pro soccer player, but it's not where I want to be. It's a stepping stone. I want to keep moving up and up and up, and if you don't kind of want to get better every day and move to higher feats, then I don't see a real reason for doing it. So.
Awesome. So you want to play at a higher division at some point?
Yes.
Moving up. Anything specific? Anything? I know there's probably something in the back of the mind there.
Yeah, I guess. Honestly, just be the best player I can be personally, and mature and elevate to levels that I hope and dream of playing at.
Yeah.
So
awesome. I'm excited, man. You've just been a really pleasure to train. You're here early in the morning, almost every single day. If we're not able to make a workout in the morning, you come to group sessions. You're always holding yourself accountable, like holding others accountable, always pushing yourself. Holding me accountable as a trainer too. Asking questions, which I absolutely love, and and again, I look at like the way you go about things, and like some of the high level players that I've had in here. You can see a very clear difference between like the approach and the commitment, and just that drive, and and there's a big correlation between that approach and that commitment to like how much success you know you guys have, and it's just been a pleasure, you know, like having you. And one of the really cool things about training you guys is that when I train the younger kids, which obviously I train a lot more of the younger kids, I'm able to have something kind of go off of, you know, in regards to the technical aspect, but also like the mental aspect. You know, I'm always able to say, hey, this is how, you know, an actual professional did it. Obviously, I played at a pretty good level too, but it's always, you know, I'm not able to watch myself. I'm able to watch you guys, you know. So, but it's been a pleasure having you.
It's been a pleasure being here.
Yeah,
awesome. Ask for a better off season.
Yeah, awesome. And then hopefully in the future we'll have you here again.
Oh, of course.
And good luck with everything, man. Thanks for
Evolution, soccer trading. Train with Kev.
My guy, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
Oh, it's off this whole time. I'm just kidding.